in your view, having been a chief learning officer and now obviously being the chief people officer at Degree, how should responsibility to upskill be split between the employee and the employer?
I think that the employer has to create the condition for their employees to be able to learn. And whether that condition is about making sure that they have the time to learn, the tools and resources to learn, and the guidance necessary to learn and upskill, those are the conditions. I think that the employee is responsible for their curiosity, their willingness, and putting the time into the learning process. And so it's a partnership between the two. And I had a philosophy at MasterCard, and it holds true here at Degree. It's called guided freedom. And what that means is that I believe that an organization is obligated to give people the tools and resources to learn the things that they need to learn to perform well in their jobs and to grow in their careers. And they do that by giving them guidance, the proper guidance, but that they also have an obligation to give employees the freedom to learn what they want, when they want, and how they want to learn. And that we shouldn't limit people in terms of what they're learning, because the act of learning itself, regardless if it's directly applicable to the role that someone's in or not, is something that helps to fuel innovation and creativity and imagination. And so, this guided freedom principle worked really well for us at MasterCard. I think it's working for us here, but it's something that I would encourage learning leaders to think about. Our job is not to control learning. It is really to facilitate it by providing the right conditions.
Yeah, I really like this. It's almost like help people develop themselves as employees and maybe have careers within the organization, but it's also help them develop as people as well. And if for example, learning a language isn't necessarily important to their current role, but that's something they passionately want to do, then provide the means to help them to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess as employers, we also have a responsibility, particularly in larger organizations, to help guide employees to learn things skills that's going to be could potentially be really important to their careers within the organization. So if in an organization there's certain skills that are going to be needed in more plentiful supply in sort of the next 2 to 3 years, and you've got employees that potentially could gain those skills quite easily because they've got adjacent skills, by helping provide that information, as you said, guide them, but still let them have the freedom to choose whether to do it. That's where you're coming from, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, I look at careers in two ways. The opportunity to grow within the organization that you are currently employed in, and then the opportunity to continue to grow throughout the lifespan of your career. And so it is important to communicate to your employees the skills that are critical for your business and for the future of your business, so that they can be guided towards either learning those skills or enhancing those skills. But I also think it's important to let employees understand what are the skills that are trending in the broader marketplace. What are the skills that they need to think about for the future, so that they can maintain career elasticity, and also to help them to think about how to evaluate their marketability and manage and design a career that is going to keep them marketable. Because let's be honest, most people are not like me and will not stay with an organization for 28 years. And so given that people will have multiple jobs throughout their career, we have an obligation to teach them how to navigate those waters. And So that is what, I am trying to do within the organization of Degreed and what I tried to do at MasterCard.
In this series, we will be speaking to a range of senior leaders who are pushing a data-driven and digital HR agenda. Make sure that you subscribe via your podcast app of choice and also via our YouTube channel for free and regular interviews with the digital HR leaders of the future.